And I stayed in the back. So, yeah, like I said, I went out, started to warm the car, but pretty soon all the people came out, and except he didn't come out. So I was just getting out there, I was going to go and see what happened. He might have got sick in there or something. So I got out of my car, and he come out the door. So I got back in, came around, got inside, opened the door, and he said, "Son, I just became a Christian." I said, "Good." Didn't have to go looking for him anymore. I came home from work the next day. He was laying on the couch, reading his Bible. So that's how I got my dad back. So that word forgive means a lot.
That was the one. Thank you very much. Isn't that an awesome story? Because many of us, we have problems with our parents as a result of what happened in those boarding schools. It's something that we're going to have to consider. I think it's a part of what is going to happen in this well-variety movement, especially the forgiveness movement, is that when our men, we're going to have to go back to our women and make an apology to them. We're going to have to tell the women we're sorry. We're sorry that we left you. We're sorry that we weren't there. Even as an older person that hurt, that's carried just by that, it's felt for a long time. And that's a part of that healing and work that we're going to go through, and it begins with the forgiveness. If you notice in this story, he decided that he would forgive them. That opened up the door for tremendous healing to start to happen. I think the Creator says there are certain principles. It's like let go, and if you do, then you let God, and then you hear this happen. Surrender to win. When you do surrender, then the miracle happens. Forgive, when you really do that, and then what happens, the miracle happens. So I would like to ask Theda if you would come up and share some words also. As our youngest, I think she's our youngest elder. That's what they call her, the youngest elder. And training.
Okay, Mexico. Nisto di dane ko stukuma, nisto ang skapi pikani, nisto bodzitzikomatan. Bodzitzikomatan is a word I'm just learning. My family here in our historical trauma, we're semi-fluent, and this has happened in the past 15 years. So if you can sing happy birthday, you can learn your language, okay? I first want to thank Mr. Moccasin, for your words he shared. He touched, and I want to thank if I'm the baby elder, you're not a diva, but let's see, what would you be? You would be a Devo, Devo elder. I want to thank, of course, and I want to thank Nadine and Doug, wherever you're at, and the gentleman John that spoke. Nadine, I really want to thank you for your words this morning. There you are. My parents are Betty Bolshu Cooper and Pete Newbreast. And my grandparents are John Enoch Eagle Ribs, and Nanamanina, and Irene Bolshu, and Atstaniki, Agnes Ironpike, Sam Newbreast, Monokini, and John Manley Cooper, who was Irish, And Nanamanina goes in two places. Gramandamiski, Two Bear Woman, Cecile Russell, And I could go on. And that's who made me. That's who I come from. And they knew how to forgive. And I'm an elder in training, I'm learning how to forgive. I was instructed to coming here, you see our flag, the Blackfoot Confederacy. 2 years ago in Medicine Hat, Alberta, 3 of our tribes are in Canada, and 1 is on this side, you know, as Blackfeet, Anasazi. I was instructed that at that place to reclaim what happened in Canada with the residential schools, what has happened in the boarding schools here, that we have to stand up as a people and be majestic. And in that reclaiming, they instructed all, if you have 1 drop of Blackfeet blood or 1 drop of Blackfoot blood, wherever you go, you carry this flag with you and put it up. And what it is the Siksika is up by Gleason, they're the Blackfoot, the Piikani, the Northern Pagan, is by Brockett, the Athini, or blood, is by Standoff, and the Anasazi Piikani, they play basketball at Brown, Montana. You come watch them. And what that is the Okon. Some of you know it as the Sundance. It's the Holy Lodge. That's what the symbol is. And so, you know, I'm going to challenge all of you in this journey from your own tribe to bring your own flag. Even if you have to draw it on a, you know, scan it or whatever, and bring your own flag. I want to share with you, when we started out up there, and we started walking, when I got to that pillar right there, and I got to the corner, there was a whole bunch of people walking beside me, all around me, when I was holding that staff. And I could feel them. I could feel like they were, you know, that feeling when you just like, you quiver inside. But they were walking, you know, and I really couldn't see all of you this time. I was like trying to pray and stay, you know, just carry, because like, you know, those, I just heard a story about, you know, a couple stories about eagle feathers that just really impacted me. And one of them was, an elder was, you know, we were at Missoula, we were at Caillou Days, it's a big celebration. And she said, you know, the grand entry at the powwow is the most powerful ceremony you can be at. And I go, how come? Or you know how you, when elders tell you something, you gotta shut up, okay? You know, you gotta kind of like, you know, say, how come in your mind, but you wait, and they might visit and then tell you 2 hours later, but that's it. So in my mind is, how come? She said, because you'll never see that many eagle feathers come in and give you a blessing at that time. All those eagle feathers. You know, and so I, you know, was looking at those eagle feathers, and I put my tears on those eagle feathers in honor of my ancestors, because that's how I was taught, you only grow when you cry. And so the other story I heard, and I just heard this a couple days ago, is they were talking about old school knowledge and new school knowledge. And one of the elders that was speaking up where we come from, he said, you know, they said they don't really understand when you drop a feather. You know, some people drop a feather and, you know, they have veterans come and pray, but he said, you know, it's more serious than that. In old school, you're taught, like, if you drop a feather, you take off your entire outfit and you give it away because you were dishonoring your outfit. And they were talking about, they were at a gathering, and there was this little boy who had a full outfit, you know, with the eagle bustle. And he had a full, you know, regalia, and one of his feathers dropped off. And they didn't understand, because this little boy just went and took off his whole eagle bustle, and he went over to this other little Indian boy, and he just took it all and put it in his lap. The little boy was just like overwhelmed. He gave it to him because that's the old way. Yeah, it is, you know. So when I was, you know, that's a couple stories about the eagle feather. And that feather, those feathers on that hoop, they're all eagle